Most of the content that's made for CEOs I see out there doesn't bring really any return. No credibility, no trust, no leads, no real positioning, and for the most of the time, the problem isn't the content, the strategy behind it. My name is Abdellah Belfakih and I help CEOs and leaders build their personal brands to influence and their businesses' brands to grow through strategic and smart content. Just the last month, I had a recent meeting with a CEO of an international company here in Dubai. That they have more than 3,500 employees. And they were frustrated. They had spent a lot of money on media and content that it didn't bring them no returns overall, no leads, no trust building, no positioning in the market. That's when I told them the hard truth, which is most of the content out there are not made for CEOs. And that's why I'm making this video today. So here are 4 reasons why most of CEO content doesn't work and what actually drives business ROI. First thing is too generic. So when it's generic, it builds no trust. Most of the content that I've seen out there, that it sounds too generic and it sounds like everyone else. You don't want to sound like everyone else. You don't want to wake up more and post a quote. You need to stop sounding like corporate brochure. That's literally how I see people doing. And what you need to start working on, which is connect. I need you to connect with people. Guess what happens when you connect with people? You build a trust. When you build a trust, decision making happen. And how are we gonna build a trust? It's through storytelling. Say real stories that's happening with you that shows values, shows lesson, and shows leadership, which is you already do. I'm gonna give you guys example. We helped one client to tell a simple story about how his business was about to shut down in the pandemic. Guess what? That video alone gave him 4 serious calls. One of them, it turns out to a deal of 1.2 million, and he called me. He's so happy. So what I really want to say, people buy from people who they trust, not from people who they just post. Second thing, most of the CEOs out there, I've seen them, they focus on the wrong things. Likes, the numbers of shares, the followers. That doesn't make sense. You need to focus on something which is trust in the market. That's awareness. That's where you really want to be. And then leads, number of leads. That's monthly. Like how many leads we have? What's the purpose of this post I make right now? This is gonna make for me real return of investment. Now, the right metrics and what you really have to do and what exactly works out there in the social media, which is you speak directly to your audience in your industry, to your decision makers, to your stakeholders. That's exactly where you need to focus. I'm just gonna share with you guys a funny story. There is one of our clients that he posts one post, literally 12 likes. It leads to someone from procurement head contact him directly, and it turns out it's a contract with 400,000 dirhams. So if there is only one takeaway that we have to take with us, that low engagement doesn't mean low impact, just the result happens in quiet. 3, your content has no clear positioning. What do I mean by that? A lot of CEOs I've seen, they post randomly. Lifestyle here, a post of him, and then also business, and then also this and that. So it makes me feel as an audience, I don't know what you're standing for. I don't know it confuses audience. What really works, that you have a clear brand position, that it tells people what you really stands for. That's exactly what you need to do. In another way, clarity builds reputation. And confusion kills trust. This is exactly what I always say to my team. Number 4, your content is not designed to influence. Let me put this statement out there. You are not an influencer. You are not a content creator. I've seen CEOs, they dance on TikTok while they don't want to dance. If you want to dance, that's something. But I've seen some CEOs, they dance with TikToks and they do trendy stuff. You don't need to do trendy stuff. You don't need to do viral stuff. What exactly it works? It's a high-end content that feels premium, that there is behind it a real thought leadership behind it. That's exactly what works. And that's the secret. That's the key. I'm gonna give you guys an example. One executive client of mine, he posts only one video per month. But that one video is high-end and cinematic and premium. And that video now gets shared internally in a government circles and brings monthly speaking offers. Done right, your name speaks louder than reach. That's exactly what you have to do. So a quick recap here. Most of content fails. It's because they are too generic, focused on vanity, not value, lack positioning, built like a social media, not like a leadership media. But when you fix these 4 things and you create content with strategy, clarity, and authority, your name becomes a brand. And when it becomes a brand, it works for you, even when you are not online. So, if you know a CEO that's content really doesn't work for him and no returns, share this video with them. Thanks for watching.